Very good morning to all of you children. Today we will discuss further Newton's second law of motion. In last class we have derived an expression, mathematical expression for it, that force is equal to rate of change of momentum, and that will be equal to m into a. So if we know the mass and acceleration of the object, we can measure force. Now a very important question: give reason when you pull your arms back while catching a fast moving cricket ball, the chances of hurting your hand are low. So you think over it. You have seen that when players are taking catch, they pull their arm back like this. So when they do like this, the chances of hurting their hands are low. So why? So as we have discussed in the last class, that force is equal to change in momentum by time, and this is called a rate of change of momentum. Change in momentum by time with respect to time is called the rate of change of momentum. So suppose if we take the catch like this, it means we are increasing this time. Time is in denominator. So if you increase this quantity, the force will be less, because the change in momentum will take place in more time. It will take more time. So the effect of force will be less. So there is a very less chance that we will get hurt. But if you stop the ball, suppose the ball is moving with very high velocity, and all of a sudden you are just fix your hands and stop the ball, so the high velocity of the ball decreases to 0 in very less time, in fraction of second. In that case, this rate of change of momentum is high and the force will be more, and due to excess force there is a chance that you get hurt. So write an answer for it. Write an answer. First you write this one. We know that force is equal to change in momentum by time is equal to rate of change of momentum. Write this sentence first. Now next you write when the fielder or when we move our arms backward in the direction of the ball, while taking the catch, we increase the time and decrease the rate of change of momentum. We increase the time and decrease the rate of change of momentum. Thus the ball exerts, thus the ball exerts lesser force. Thus the ball exerts lesser force on our hands. On our hands. Then you write, on the other hand, if we take the catch without moving our arms backward, then the entire momentum of the ball reduces to zero immediately. Which will cause large change in momentum. And the ball exerts greater force. Which might hurt our hands. Written. Now the solved numericals on page 120 and 21. Page 120 and 121. Solved examples. These are equally important questions and you must try to solve it. Very important questions. Now today we will solve some more numericals from NCERT exemplar. But before that, in last class I have given some homework. The questions are, I think, question number 7 first. So I am solving this one, question number 7. Question number 7, NCERT, and this is on page 128. Now the question is, 8,000 kg engine pulls a train of 5 wagons. So mass of engine is given. That is 8,000 kg mass of engine, and pulls a wagon each of 2,000 kg. Mass of each wagon is 2,000 kg and there are total 5 wagons. So mass of wagons, directly I am writing 5 into 2,000 because there are 5 wagons and mass of each wagon is 2,000 kg. So it will be 10,000 kg. Then along a horizontal track, if the engine exerts a force of 40,000 Newton. Now force exerted by engine is also given. Force exerted by engine is 40,000 Newton. And the track offers a frictional force of 5,000 Newton. So frictional force exerted by the track is 5,000 Newton. Now what you have to calculate first, the net accelerating force. Net accelerating force. So very simple, as you know that frictional force always opposes motion. So the engine is suppose pushing forward to the train, then the frictional force just acts in opposite direction. So net accelerating force will be difference of these two. Net accelerating force is equal to 40,000 Newton minus 5,000 Newton. So it will be 35,000 Newton. This is net accelerating force. The frictional force opposes motion. It acts in opposite direction. That's why we subtract the frictional force from the force exerted by engine, which is in forward direction. So the difference of these two is giving net accelerating force. Then second, you have to calculate the acceleration of the train. Second, acceleration of the train. So no new formula for it. In last class we have derived a relation, force is equal to mass into acceleration. From this formula we can write acceleration is equal to force by mass, and same formula we will apply here. So it will be force by mass. So it will be 35,000 by mass of train. So mass of train, total mass of train is 8,000 plus wagons 10,000. So it will be 35,000 by 18,000. In old NCERT book, they have taken mass of wagons only. So you may confuse those who have old books that they have taken the mass of wagon as a mass of train. So they simply divide 35,000 by 10,000 and they are saying that yes, acceleration is 3.5 meter per second square. But if you will solve it, you will find that it will be 1.94 approximately. 1.94 meter per second square. The zero will be cancelled, and if you will divide 35 by 18, you will get 1.94 meter per second square. So this is the acceleration of the train. Then third part, the force of wagon 1 on wagon 2. So there are 5 wagons. So suppose this is a train and 5 wagons are attached with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Suppose these are the wagons. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. 5 wagons. You have to calculate the force exerted by wagon 1 on wagon 2. how much force is exerted by first wagon on 2. So 2 is not alone, it is connected with 3, 4, 5, all these wagons. So force exerted by wagon 1 on wagon 2 will be same formula, mass into acceleration. So how much mass you will take, that is an important factor, because wagon 2 is not alone, it is connected with wagon 3, 4 and 5. So you have to take mass of all these 4 wagons. So mass of the 4 wagons will be 8,000. Mass of 4 wagons will be 8,000 kg and acceleration is 1.94. So multiply it and you will get the answer. I think it will be 15520. This much. I think you have understood this question, and the other questions are easy. So I am not going to solve all the questions. I think you may feel difficulty to solve this question number 7. That's why I am solving it here. Now, in question number 7, automobile vehicle has a mass 1500 kg. So mass is given. What must be the force between the vehicle and the road if the vehicle is to be stopped with a negative acceleration of 1.7 meter per second square? So you have to calculate the force. Acceleration is given, it is minus 1.7 because it's retardation, negative acceleration, and just simply multiply it, you will get the force. In question number 9, what is the momentum of an object of mass m moving with a velocity v? So as you know, we have discussed earlier, momentum is product of mass and velocity. So the fourth option is the correct answer. Then question number 10, using a horizontal force of 200 Newton, we intend to move a wooden cabinet across a floor at a constant velocity. What is the frictional force that will be exerted on the cabinet? So the box is at rest because the frictional force exerted on the box is equal to its weight, and weight is how much? Using a horizontal force of 200 Newton, we intend to move a wooden cabinet across the floor at a constant velocity. What is the frictional force? It shows that the frictional force is also 200 Newton, because if you will apply a force which is more than 200 Newton, then the cabinet will move from its place. So these two forces are equal, so the frictional force is also 200 Newton. Now we will solve some questions from NCERT exemplar. So first I will solve question number 14. So question number 14 I have written. The question is velocity versus time graph of a ball of mass 50 gram rolling on a concrete floor is shown in figure. Calculate the acceleration and frictional force of the floor on the ball. And look at the graph. It is a velocity time graph On x-axis we have taken time 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 seconds, and on y-axis we have taken velocity in meter per second 20, 40, 60, 80, and the graph is like this, a straight line graph. So what you have to calculate? First, acceleration. So from graph try to calculate acceleration. As we know, acceleration is equal to change in velocity by time. So initially velocity is 0, it reaches to 80, so final velocity is 80, initial velocity is 0, and if you will take the time interval or write it like this, t2 minus t1, so it will be 8 minus 0, so it will be 80 by 8, so acceleration is 10 meter per second square. So in this way you can calculate the acceleration from the graph, and then you have to calculate the frictional force of the flow. So frictional force F is equal to ma. So mass of the object is 50 gram. So convert it into kg. So divide it by 1000, and acceleration is 10 meter per second square. But one thing is wrong, that initial velocity is 80 and final velocity is 0. So do like that, 0 minus 80. So it will be minus 80 and it will be minus 10, since it is a frictional force, retarding force. Okay, initial velocity is 80 and with time it decreases to 0 from the graph. So it will be 0.05 into minus 10. So it will be minus 0.5 Newton. So retarding force is minus 0.5 Newton. So this is one question. I think it is clear to you. Now we will solve the next question. You write this question. Second question. This is an exemplary. This is question number 19. Question number 19 it is. First part is theoretical one, and write the second part, that is numerical. Write a force of 5 Newton. A force of 5 Newton produces an acceleration of 8 meter per second square. Produces an acceleration of 8 meter per second square on a mass m1. On a mass m1, and an acceleration of 24 meter per second square, and an acceleration of 24 meter per second square on a mass m2. What acceleration would the same force provide? What acceleration would the same force provide if both the masses are tied together? If both the masses are tied together. Okay. So first we will write the given things. question number 19. So it is given that a force of 5 Newton, magnitude of force is given 5 Newton, mass of first object m1, and acceleration produced in it, suppose a1 is 8 meter per second square, mass of second object is equal to m2, and acceleration produced in it is 24 meter per second square. Suppose acceleration in second object is a2, so a2 is 24 meter per second square. Now you have to calculate how much acceleration will produce if both the masses are tied together. So try to calculate m1 and m2 first. First we will calculate m1. So from here we can write that F is equal to m1 a1. So m1 is equal to F by a1. F is 5 and a is 8. So 5 by 8 is mass of first object. Similarly, you calculate mass of second object. So we can write m2 is equal to F by a2. There is no change in force because force is same in both the cases, that is 5 Newton. So it will be 5 by 24 kg. Now the question is, if the masses are tied together, so masses are joined together, then suppose acceleration produced is A and same force is active. So how much acceleration will produced? What acceleration would the same force provide if both the masses are tied together? So put the values. It will be 5 by 8 plus 5 by 24. Acceleration, suppose A, that we have to calculate, and same force is active, that is 5 Newton. Now if you will take LCM of 8 and 24, it will be 24. Then it will be 15 plus 5 into A is equal to 5. So it will be 20 by 24A is equal to 5, or we can write 20A is equal to 5 into 24, or we can write A is equal to 5 into 24 by 20. So 5 4s are 20 and 4 6s are 24. So if both the masses are tied together, the same force will produce an acceleration of 6 meter per second square. A very important question. That's why I am discussing this question. You must go through it and try to solve this type of more questions. Now we will another question is given, that is question number 18, that we also discuss. Question number 18 from example. The question is, a bullet of 10 gram. A bullet of 10 gram strikes a sand bag. If you want, you can write this question. A bullet of 10 gram strikes a sandbag at a speed of 10 to the power 3 meter per second. So mass of bullet is given, it is 10 gram, and it strikes a sandbag at a speed of 10 to the power 3 meter per second. So U is given 10 to the power 3 meter per second, and get embedded after traveling 5 centimeter. Get embedded, it means at last it will stop, so final velocity is 0, and the distance covered in the sandbag is how much centimeter? 5 centimeter. These are the given things. You have to calculate the resistive force exerted by the sand on the bullet. First you have to calculate the resistive force exerted by the sandbag on the bullet. And second, the time taken by bullet to come to rest. Second, how much time it will take to come to rest. So first convert these quantities into their SI units. So mass is given in 10 gram. So it will be 10 by 1000 kg. So 0 cancel, it will be 0.01 kg I think. Then distance is 5 centimeter, convert it into meter, so divide it by 100. So it will be 0.05 meter. Isn't it? Now as we know, force is equal to mass into acceleration. So how to calculate acceleration? Time also we have to calculate. So use third equation of motion. So if we will use third equation of motion, so we call it 2s is equal to v square minus u square. So 2a s is 0.05, v is also 0, u is 10 to the power 3 whole square. So if you will simplify it, it will be how much? Or 0.05 into 2, so it will be 0.108 is equal to minus 10 to the power 6, or A is equal to minus 10 to the power 6 by 0.10. So if you will simplify it, so acceleration will be, you can write it as minus 10 to the power 6.1, so like this, so it will be minus 10 to the power 7 meter per second square. If you feel difficulty to solve the fractions here, you can do like it, that in this step you can also write 2 into A into 5 by 100 is equal to minus 10 to the power 6. So it will be 10A is equal to minus 10 to the power 6 into 100. So A is equal to minus 10 to the power 6 into 100 by 10. 0 cancels, so minus 10 to the power 7. If you feel difficulty in this way, you can solve this way also from this step. Isn't it? Now we have calculated acceleration, so we can calculate force. So force is equal to mass into acceleration. Mass is 0.01, or you can say it as a 0.01, or write it as 1/100 into minus 10 to the power 7. So simplify it. So force will be minus 10 to the power 5 Newton. Is it? This is the resistive force. That's why we are getting a minus sign. So force is minus 10 to the power 5 Newton. I have taken 1/100 because 0.01 into 10 to the power 7 you may feel difficulty to solve like it. Then we have to calculate time. So for time you can use first equation of motion. So V is equal to U plus AT. So use this formula. V is 0. U is how much? 10 to the power 3. Acceleration is minus 10 to the power 7, and T. So it will be minus 10 to the power 3 is equal to minus 10 to the power 7 into T. Minus minus cancel. So T is equal to 10 to the power 3 by 10 to the power 7. So T is equal to 10 to the power 3 minus 7. So 10 to the power minus 4, or you can say 1 upon 10 to the power 4. So this not saying it will take 10 to the power minus 4 seconds to stop inside the sandbag. So I think these numericals will clear your concept more, isn't it? Now giving some questions as a homework. First, that honestly you will go through the questions which is given in NCERT examples. Not only copy the answers from the book. First read the questions carefully, and then try to solve it honestly. First try yourself. If not able to do it, then you will see your book. Now giving a question as a homework, write this question. You will get a credit for it if you will solve this question. Write this question. A force of 4 Newton. A force of 4 Newton acts on a body of mass 2 kg. Acts on a body of mass 2 kg for 4 seconds. For 4 seconds. Assuming the body to be initially at rest. Assuming the body to be initially at rest. Find. Assuming the body to be initially at rest, find first one. Its velocity when the force stops acting. Its velocity when the force stops acting. And second, the distance covered. The distance covered in 10 seconds. The distance covered in 10 seconds after the force starts acting. After the force starts acting. The answers are 8 meter per second and 64 meter. So those who try to, those who will be able to solve, they will get a credit for it. But honestly, okay. For today this much children. In next class we will discuss about Newton's third law of motion, and then law of conservation of momentum also.